360 view efficiently monitors discovered client devices on your network and presents the information it collects into easy-to-understand visuals to help troubleshooting and monitoring. Let's take a tour of the various Client 360 functionalities. To access the Client 360 view on Cisco DNA Center, click Assurance on the DNA Center homepage. The Health tab opens by default. You can go to a specific user's device details in one of two ways. 1. Click the Client option. Scroll down the page to the Client Devices table. Click the entry under the MAC address column for any user. The second way is use the search feature with the username. Typically, usernames are the network login names. Once you arrive at a specified user's Client 360 page, you cannot help but notice its health score. A green color is indicative of all device parameters within requisite limits, which means that the client is successfully connected to the network. An orange color represents a fair health score and indicates there are some issues that need looking into. An example of an orange color situation would be a wireless client with poor RF signal strength. The color red indicates that the client has critical issues that are preventing it from successfully onboarding to the network. For example, a client that is not able to get an IP address from DHCP will show up as red. The health score itself is the minimum score amongst various key performance indicators, or KPIs, that the Client 360 measures. Which means if one KPI scores 2 on 10, but all other KPIs score 10 on 10, the health score of that device is still listed as 2 on 10. By default, the health score information for the past 24 hours is displayed. You can change the time range by choosing options from the drop-down. The tabs under Client 360 display the different devices the specified user is using. For a quick look at device details, hover your cursor over a tab. The health graph is a visual representation of the device for the specified time frame. Client 360 allows you to travel back in time. To view the health score at a specific time, simply hover your cursor over the graph line above that time instance. This graphical information gives you an idea why the health score has dipped, if at all. This dip could have been caused due to reasons such as authentication failure, DHCP failure, and so on. If a user on your network calls to report an issue that occurred some time back, this feature takes you to the right time and shows you the health score to see what occurred in this time frame. Below the graph is the Issues section, which lists all the issues affecting the device. These are issues that directly impact the client's connectivity to the network, such as authentication, poor RF signal, and port errors. The issues are listed based on the timestamp, and the most recent issue features at the top. You can see the type of issue affecting the device, a summary of the issue, and the number of times the issue has occurred. To get a detailed account of an issue, click the summary, and you see an informative description and the impact of the issue, including details such as number of devices and locations impacted. A very helpful onboarding transaction log provides a log for the client detailing the event, outcome, and the date and duration. You can see a graphical display of the issue versus the timeline, and the various subcategories of that specific issue. The details in the carousel are customized, depending on the issue you are looking at, and are designed to help you resolve the issue. There's a detailed listing of the wireless clients and the impacted locations. This gives you the ability to see whether this issue is affecting multiple clients, which points to a network infrastructure issue rather than a client issue, and the suggested remediation to fix the issue. Further down, the onboarding category shows the topology of how the client device is connected to the network. You can quickly review whether AAA and DHCP are passing. And with the Client 360's time travel, you can go back in time and see what the onboarding was like. To review the health of the connectivity between the client and another endpoint, click Run New Path Trace. This detecting tool moves along the assigned path, checking the health score of all network devices in this path. You can view the performance of the top applications running on the client device in the Application Experience section. The applications are categorized so that you can easily zoom into specifics without spending time parsing for what you want to locate. And finally, to collect information about the client device, go to Detail Information. The Device Info tab displays information such as username, hostname, MAC address, operating system, and so on. This information will come in handy if you need to pursue further troubleshooting. For wireless devices, the RF tab shows RF-specific data such as received signal strength indicator and signal-to-noise ratio graphically. This detailed view of the wireless connectivity for the client over a certain time period tells you what the baseline is and whether there are any threshold breaches. Client 360 helps you take the right action in the right place at the right time.